Good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon, Dr. Mack.
Good afternoon, Pastor Shirley. How are you today?
I am great, thankful, thankful, thankful. And you?
I'm, as they say, I am truly blessed.
Oh,
Just
yes.
blessed.
Yeah. So, would you do the honors of going to God for us, please?
Heavenly Father, we come before you today and ask that you continue to bless us in so many ways and to bless those who don't even know that they are blessed, who are so far down in their spirits and so far full of worry and fear that they are not aware that they should acknowledge that all things come from you and that all will be well in the end. Help
Yeah.
us to say something today that will encourage and invite others to join us in that kind of spirit as we go through our trials and tribulations. And we have many. As we go through them, Lord, help us to remember that you are on your throne and that you are sitting high, but you're looking low. So all is in your hands. These and thy many blessings I ask in your Son Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. All right. We are ready now. The power is with us. God
Yeah.
is so good to us. And so, we will just go right into what we're going to talk about here on the Mother's Board Inc. today. It is just so amazing how we always end up with some of the same discussion topics. It is just so wonderful. And that means that God has sanctioned this webcast. So, first, uh, there are some weight loss injections that they're saying now are helpful and healthy health in other ways. And they said that there are four types of cancer that it seems to be helping with and with the healing process. And then I think it has something to do with the heart. And there are
Mhm.
other benefits to these weight loss medicines. And I said, thank you, God. That is wonderful. So that's one thing that I'm really thankful about. In the midst of all of the turmoil and all of the negativity, there is always some positivity that comes out and overshadows that negativity.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I've been reading about the weight loss, what I call the positive side effects of the weight loss drug. At first, it was priced so high, and insurance companies weren't covering, but now they are covering, and they are doing the research that
Mhm.
really, in most cases, would have been done prior to their coming on the market. So
Right,
they're just beginning to see all these good things that come out of uh, do rather than just losing the weight. As you
right,
said, it affects the different parts of the body. And for me, the best thing that happens is that it is coming out in pill form instead of the injection. And that I know a lot of my friends are not big in the needles, so
right,
they will be able to benefit from it. But
right,
I,
right,
what you said was so true. Sometimes when things go out the first time, and everything is negative, there's absolutely nothing good about it. But
right.
guess what? Uh, God is in the plan,
That's
and
right.
that little flower will just grow right up through that, bad soil and manure and all the other things, and do good things for people who really need.
Right, right. And so there is sunshine.
It.
Sunshine. And those rays are so strong they come through the clouds. So
Yes,
hey, so
yes.
everybody look up and enjoy life. Oh yes. And they said that there are two some prescriptions they won't give you for the medicine, but for two prescriptions right now, two different uh illnesses. And so I think it's one is what diabetes and there's another one. But they're going to get to it just like you said, hey, it's developing and they're going to open it up more and more.
Yeah.
So
And
I
it's going to be good for those who who feel they need it, and
yes.
it'll be good for those who feel they need it because of self-image. But let's look at those who actually need it to pull the weight down. So, as you said, diabetes, so we can get that A1C down, and we can have some positive numbers.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
God, He's not going to let you waste your time and do bad stuff. And I've been impressed by the fact that you have people like Serena Williams. Is it Serena or her sister? The tennis star.
One of them. I
Yeah, who has who's come out recently and said that she's doing it because she feels she needs to. She plays better. She feels better. She's
mhm.
thinking in terms of being around for her family more, and
Mhm.
longer. So, and her husband is invested in the company. So these are the kinds of things that say, okay, good, and let's make it where anyone who wants it, price wise, let's make
Mhm.
it where anybody who wants it can afford it.
Mhm. Yes, ma'am. And they're saying that they're really not any super negative side effects they're saying, but they said it might cause a little nausea and then it might cause a change in your digestion a little bit, like your bowel movements or something like that. But they say there are things that people can deal with. But I thank God that I haven't had to have it. So, for
Well,
any reason, voluntarily or for a medical condition. So, I'm thankful for that. And so, but I'm so happy that it's there for everybody that it can help.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I,
Everybody that can be helped by it. Yes, ma'am. And one more thing, I put this Dallas Cowboys consistency,
yes.
and my thing is they're consistent by this 20-point difference the last 2 weeks.
Well, now, I'm not a cowboy fan. However, I will speak
I
every
like my
fan.
Cowboys, but
I know.
they had a 20-point lead and won the game week before last, and then they had a 20-point uh
But,
deficit and they lost this last, but they're
they,
consistent.
they're consistently inconsistent. But
I
I
like it.
I like, I like
Had to
what
talk about my Cowboys, and then of course the thing that's going on with the, oh my goodness. But you have, that's down here. We'll get to that. So
so
it
I am, I did like how Coach Schottenheimer came out and you know what he doesn't make excuses. He just said, well, we lost, we got to go back and look at it. And I like the fact that he says, not, he didn't just say the players didn't play well, he said I didn't coach well, and he
uh-huh.
called all of the other coaches out by name, didn't coach well, but yeah, and they lost. But he says, we'll go back and we'll look at it. But the gentleman from Louisiana said it best. He says, we don't have our identity yet. In other
Yet.
words, we don't know who we are yet. When you're
Mhm.
trying to be everything to everyone,
Every right.
you're no one to anybody. So
Right.
it- we're not going to blame the recent players. We're not going to do what the GM does. It
Mhm.
sounds like he's giving a compliment. When you read it 2 or 3 times, you go, "No, he is not giving a compliment." And what is he trying to do? Trade again? You know, but all those players are these are athletes who want to play, who want to win. They know they're being paid big money. They know that there are little people out there wanting to be just like them.
Oh
And,
yes.
and they're frustrated. And I'm truly hoping that this week will be better. But they went into what I learned in school. They had sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy going into this game with the Broncos because
Mm.
everyone said you've lost to the Broncos seven
I would have.
times.
Uh,
You're not encouraging them. You're planting a seed that people say you're going out there to lose again. That kind of thing. but I just, it's gonna get better.
oh
And
yes,
they,
definitely.
they're not, they may not be 500, and but the season isn't over. There are a lot of games to play. However, I
Right.
wish they wouldn't lose on Monday Night Football, but that's neither here nor there. But
Oh, yeah.
let's not be fair weather fans. Let's hang
That's
in
right.
there, as you said, Pastor Shirley.
Yes,
Let's hang
ma'am.
in there. They are our Cowboys. You can't love them talking as a Saints fan. You can't love them when they're winning. You got to love
Mhm.
them when they're winning and when they're losing.
All right. Thank you. So, next, what were the goals of the president to the Far East? And what were the apparent results?
Oh, you will get that one. Okay. Well, I think we went to talk about tariffs. Originally we went to talk about tariffs because we still don't have real agreements with Japan or Korea or China. And we are the I hate it when he says I'm the deal maker. You know, he went over there to really sort of force a deal. Now that was what he went for. Now, what did they say he achieved? Well, he said if you were rating this on a scale of 1 to 10, his success with the meetings in Japan, well, in Korea, Japan, and China, said if you were rating it from 1 to 10, he would give it a 12.
That's what he said.
Yes, and I smiled to myself. Who else would give it a 12? Who else would give it a 12? I'm not, you know, but I do know that when the Korean person was here, he asked to come and he asked him to arrange a meeting with China because it is really China that he wanted to get to. He admires that guy who is not a democratic person at all. He admires the way he had. You remember the first time he did in his first term? He said he wanted to be like this man. You were elected for a lifetime. You remember that? Yeah, he
Oh,
was working on that still, but he did talk to him about the tariffs that were going on, and he did talk to him about the soybeans. China had started buying their soybeans from South America. And that's what made the soybean farmers here a little upset.
oh,
You're
yeah.
gonna go underwrite that crop when this is where we were making money. He
Yeah.
went to talk to them about the chips and the rare earth materials that we need. And I'm one of these persons. I hear what you say. I watch your actions. I won't be impressed until I see some of that stuff
The
manifest.
results.
Yeah,
Right.
because I've heard those words before.
Hmm.
But there was no talk. I haven't found anything substantial said about China and Taiwan. Nothing. Are they still at war, posturing to go to war with each other, or is that all settled? You know. Now,
Can't
the
can't tell
headquarters
one,
him,
can
it was good. It was a good visit, but I'm waiting to see. He did reduce the tariffs again,
China.
but I'm not sure that's gonna stand. But if you would believe his media reports, it was great.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was.
Well, they said ring your own bell,
Oh yeah, ring my bell. I had thought about that one.
huh? Oh, yes. Well, hey, he tried. Well, anyway, we get the report. They give us what they want us to hear. But
Yeah,
like you said, hey, show it. What is that they say? Show me the money.
absolutely. I'm from Missouri. Show me.
Show me state. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
I do. I do. And I'm sort of like some of the others. You were over there doing that, and we have people whose food sources may not be after tomorrow, because guess what? They're out for a week. Out those, government at least won't open up for another week.
Hmm.
So there are, I believe, several states suing the federal government that's because they say the agricultural agency, go, let's get this food moving again, especially in households where it's needed, where you
Yes.
have a single mother or a single father who's trying to feed. little hungry mouths.
Yes. Yes. Oh
Oh
yes.
yeah.
It's it's well, it's going to get better, but sometimes they say it gets worse before it gets better. But everybody continue to be encouraged because hey, your needs will be met. Just hang in there. Hang in there. It sounds like it's an easy thing to say, but it's not because all of us experience difficulties at some point or another in some way because something like I think you said the other day, Dr. Mack, something is happening all the time and some
It is.
kind of stuff is negativity is happening in all of our lives at some time or another. So yeah,
The song, if it ain't one thing, it's another.
it's another. That's
You
right.
hear that song. It's a very old song, but
Uh-huh.
it's so true today.
Hmm.
I think I'm up on this side, and if I really look around, I'm down on the other. But all you have to do is just keep believing, as you like to say. Keep believing about that tree that's planted by that water. you know.
What is that if it wasn't for trouble? What is that if it wasn't for something I wouldn't have in it something at all? I can't even think of the words.
I know the one you're talking about. If it wasn't for bad news, sort of.
Right.
Right.
I wouldn't have any at all. Bad luck. Something I wouldn't have any luck at all. Something like that.
We'll,
Yeah.
we'll remember it as we go through.
But anyway, some people think that, but just look up in spite of everything is going on. Everybody just look up
You'll
and
find that
believe.
you'll find that jar of lemonade waiting
Oh,
patiently
yes.
under the tree.
That's
It'll be
right. So, do you
You.
agree with the objections that the Democrats have against the presence of Vice President Vance and his input at a proposed reopening of the government? Oh my goodness. Is that where you stood out there talking about five Democrats come over to this side, come over to the and be on the side with the Republicans? Is that the one you're talking about?
yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah, and so I'm thinking, you know what they say, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So why couldn't it be five Republicans come over to the Democrat side?
We still be in the same spot. I think we would. I think we would be in the absolute same spot. I think he's a really articulate man, and I know he likes to play up this hillbilly um, persona that he has. I'm just a good old country boy, but good old country boy went to Ivy League school. Good old country boy. You see what I'm saying? We are not that. We may have thought we were that, or may have even been there, but we've moved away from that. But I think that the president said when he was running for election, well, even in his first term, that it would take the president sitting down to make this shutdown open. He would be the one that should call everybody in. See, he laid that framework, but right now, he's sending the vice president in. And I'll be quite honest with you. I know, as I say, he's intelligent. He doesn't always say things correctly or things that will please other people. He just opens his mouth and what comes out comes out. Uh, but I think I don't know if Vice President Vance will be comfortable speaking for the president.
Mhm.
I don't even think the president is comfortable speaking for himself sometimes. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yes.
This is going to have to be a serious situation. I admire the Democrats for wanting to take care of health care because I've seen people die because they couldn't get the right health care, where their procedures and things were denied, by insurance companies. But uh, for the first time with Obamacare, everybody had some kind of coverage. You
Mhm.
know, now they have assessed, they're saying the prices are going to be ridiculous. Well, then let's sit down and talk about that.
Mhm.
In that big ugly bill, it should have been discussed, but it's not too late.
No, it's not too
But
late.
I think it's going to need to be the president sitting down with members of both sides and say, okay, we give a little here, You give a little here. Let's meet in the middle. This is a shutdown that's punishing people. In a few days, people are going to be making reservations for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
I am not one prone to fly when you don't have enough air traffic controllers in the tower.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't make sense for me to
Mm-hmm.
go get on a plane and and everybody's out or you've got all substitutes in. No, I don't think that's right.
I understand. And then plus also now, they did sit down together. It's been some weeks ago,
Yeah,
and he
that
tried to budget, but hey, it's
it just
not.
he drew the memes of a Hakeem Jeffries with the sombrero on his head, and then he was making fun of them. Not he, I mean the president was being satirical towards them. Didn't take them seriously. It was a very short meeting.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. They're sticking to their guns, so we have to do. And they said they're not going to give up. They are going to represent their constituents, and they're going to hang in there. And so it's going to it's going to yeah, it's going to be all right after a while. After a while, I know that doesn't sound maybe,
Yeah, it does.
but
It's hopeful to me. It
yeah,
sounds like you're telling me don't lose hope.
because it has to get better. It has to. It has to get better. All right. So let's go to, in your opinion, what is the ultimate takeaway of loss of jobs from all segments of the population? The higher costs of, let me, my mouse is going fast. Oh, the higher cost of health benefits, the increased cost of food and other products, etc. When the let me I'm trying to keep it from when the GOP campaign was basically based on bringing down the price
I
of eggs,
believe
cost of eggs. I thought about that because I bought 18 the other day, and they were like $2 and something.
it.
So they did. The eggs did come down eventually,
Yes,
but we don't
yes.
know whether they'll be $8 tomorrow or not.
It's almost when you open up the ad on the on your screen or in your mailbox flyer. Okay, what will this look like today? And I'm thinking, okay, God, manna from heaven. I mean, God, He fed them out in the wilderness with manna from heaven and
Oh
quail.
yes,
That's
and
right.
this time had to come because we're in this country. People are spoiled,
Oh
and,
yeah.
yes, and what is it? Uh, Privileged. Feel that they're privileged and heady and high minded and all of that, and so things have to come to pass to let us know that we're not all that in a bag of potato chips. That things can and will change to help us to understand that we are not in control of anything.
Not at
Even
all.
though people think they are in control, but they're not. They're not control of any in control of anything. Ask what was that hurricane Helen? What's her name?
Melissa, the
Yeah,
good one, the one
Melissa.
that,
They,
yeah.
they didn't do anything about that.
Well, they're saying they can't get into the airport right now, but I'm also when they were predicting it, and I was watching the people filling up the sandbags and everything, and I said to myself, let me see how long it's going to take for the government stood on and give assistance to them,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know, because every time that happens, and I know I shouldn't look at it that way, but that's the
Well, if a fact is a
truth.
fact,
To work on my
and
cognitive reasoning there, but there's a truth there.
and I
How
yeah,
long
in the
it take?
past experiences
Yes.
We learn from those, and so we expect what we've seen in the past, which has happened more than one time
Yeah.
or not happened.
Well, this was for the islands. This was a real strong hurricane. And
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at the video of the roofs of the buildings. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like a whole city block or so.
Yeah, it's sad.
150 miles per hour winds.
Yes,
I'm,
ma'am.
I think I would use every prayer I had at that point.
Oh my goodness, that is some wind. My God. And when ours gets up to 20 and 30 miles per hour, we go, ooh, that's wind.
That's true. That's
Yes, ma'am. So are we going to the next?
um that one. What? Oh, we talked about. Yeah, that is exactly what they campaigned on, and technically, but the point is, you may have gas because the prices have gone down to get to the grocery store, but you don't have money
Ready to
because your
buy
federal job has been cut. You can't buy anything. You know, it's a
but a
catch.
dozen of eggs or 18 eggs.
You can't buy those eggs at all. Although you're thankful that they're
Right, that
there.
inflation, I tell you. Oh, yes. So do you agree with the Dallas officials who say that the city should intervene in the Dallas Mavericks and Dallas Stars legal battle? And why or why not? You know that it I'm not sad, but I'm disappointed because they're at each other like that. And it's disappointing, but I can understand too. But should the city? I think they should.
Yeah,
I
I
think they
agree.
should.
I agree with you.
Because it's the city that's involved in this. And so, come on, city officials, and try to get a compromise
Yeah.
and try to help both of them to give them an agreement, and help them to work this out.
Actually, I wish they could have worked it out through the city manager or whatever official
Right.
before it even became public knowledge. I mean, someone's going to have to move from the American Airlines. Well, what outwardly appears is that it's a battle to see who stays. The Mavericks are going to stay, or the Stars. Well, right now they're both sharing it. I'd like to
Right.
see them continue to share,
Me
but
too.
having rumors go out that you're going to move Plano or you're going to move Frisco or whatever, that is not helping the situation. You're too highly professional, owned by multi-billionaire teams. Um, so work it out. We don't need this kind
Work
of
it out.
stuff. You got FIFA coming here, folks. We don't want them to rethink what they've thought. We're talking lots of money coming into the city.
Exactly.
Now, as far as far as they make sure that all sectors of the city, the southern sector, please, included in the goodness or the good blessings, I'm for it. But let's
Yes.
get this other thing straight too. These are professional teams, and the city can support them. It is doing it now.
Right.
It's
And
doing it.
they have the Dallas, and like they were saying the a few days ago, they have Dallas Mavericks, Dallas Stars, Dallas Cowboys, and the Cowboys are not even in the city
No, they're in orbit.
anymore. And see, this we don't want them to leave.
No, we don't. So work it out. You know,
Right.
instead of yelling at the police chief because he wouldn't take that money, that basically he knew his officers wouldn't want to be part of ICE.
Ooh,
That whole situation has divided families, communities, um, regions, and states, and even the nation. You know,
yes.
you're putting brother against brother. You know,
Right.
can you imagine being a member of the National Guard and being sent to, oh, I don't know, Idaho, and finding relatives up there, and you're going to have to push back and fight against them? That's not
It's
a comfortable
terrible.
situation. That's
It's
not
terrible.
good.
And it's kind of like it's a civil
It is.
disturbance.
It
That's what it
is.
is.
It
Civil
is.
civil disturbance that just came to my mind. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
And it's intentional.
Yes. And who profits is the real question that we really don't want to start looking at the answer, but some think tank has already figured out the answer.
Oh yes. Yeah, and people have to remember that there is a scripture, and I believe the Bible because of my experiences in life and what has come to pass by me believing. A house divided against itself cannot
They
stand.
cannot. Yeah.
And we are divided, that's for sure. And
Oh,
things are happening that we don't know about because of the distraction.
yes. And I like it that you mentioned that word distraction. I heard
Yes.
several commentators refer to the destruction, well, destruction. The well, that's what it was.
Destruction of the
The east wing
while
as
we're being distracted.
we want to be distracted by that because some other things are happening that you're
Right.
not focused on right now. They
And
want
that
you.
wing is gone now, so hey,
I don't know. There's no point talking about it. You know that finger has written. It moved on. There's nothing
going on.
else you
So
can do.
yeah, so
Say
we
it.
want, yeah, so the city should, I feel like they should get
I
involved.
agree.
Uh-huh. Okay, so what is your reaction to the situation? Oh yeah, this of Dart and the surrounding cities who are purposing proposing, excuse me, changes to their contracts in the face of forthcoming the 2026 FIFA, what is it, FIFA,
Yeah.
that's how they pronounce it,
Yeah.
World Cup,
Yeah.
where several events will be hosted in the North Texas region. Ah yeah, well they say they're losing those these other cities say they're not getting money, they're losing money,
They're
and they
paying.
say Dart is not uh, helping them too much.
Well, my thing is, in almost every major city in the world, mass transit, because of the price, the fluctuating price between oil and gas and all of that.
Hmm.
But it's designed to take some cars off the road. The whole rail system was designed to take those cars off the road.
Right.
When things went real high, you would still have a means of transportation.
Hmm.
And there are low ridership times during the day
Right.
everywhere. But
Everywhere.
if people, but it's sort of controversial. Texans like their cars. Some people don't even like to do a share and ride. They don't
Right.
want to do that. They want to be in their car and listen to their
Right.
music and do whatever. But then there are others who would readily leave the key at home,
Hmm.
and take them as transit if it puts you out close to where you work. Now,
Yes.
you're blaming God for some things that you need to do, you know. But I realize you don't want to do everything for that one event that one event that's coming. But if you're having all this growth, explain it to me, Pastor Shirley. Don't you need some kind of mass transit to help out when that real growth occurs? Now I know they've had communities built to the south and to the east, you know, and but they don't have like DeSoto doesn't even have a real dark situation,
Hmm.
but they voted it down when it was proposed because
Hmm.
they didn't want that extension of public transportation in that area. Now,
Easy access.
yes, and now they do, because of the growth and everything. But now Darty said, no, we got commitments to these other places. So I think that, you're excited about the Silver Line going to the airport, and I tell you the truth, I would be too. I hate to take the car to DFW or even
Yes.
Montreal. I like the idea that there's a rail line that goes. But like you said, the municipalities are putting money in and they're trying to see why they're not getting money out. But perhaps it's one of those situations where everyone should sit down at the table and,
Mhm.
and go back and look at the original idea. What was it that made it attractive to you?
Right. And also the other cities are considering their own public transportation.
Yes,
And I
yes,
think they've been thinking about this quite a while because they can profit more from their own individual public transportation programs than they can with sharing it with DART. I believe they can, but eventually the people are going to have to get on DART anyway
that's
to,
true.
to get to certain places.
I mean, you have the rail stops, and like Medical City has major rail stops near the
Hmm.
hospitals and the imaging facilities and the specialists who are located in that area.
Yes.
I don't have the answer, but I'm just thinking perhaps we shouldn't, they shouldn't pull out right away.
Hmm.
And those cities who didn't take it and who are now petitioning to take it,
Hmm.
they want it now.
Hmm.
Uh, but a 67 can jam up real quickly.
Ooh.
It can get you tired going to work. You're tired when you get to work. So,
Oh yes, ma'am. So they are considering doing their own thing. So if
well,
they hey
valid. It
if they
sounds
can do
like
it,
do it.
yes, ma'am. Okay. Israel and Gaza. Okay. How long did the ceasefire last?
I,
2 weeks? Did it last 2 weeks?
no, they violated it. The first or second day when they were doing the public executions, and then later when they were dropping bombs again.
As people have to understand, I mean, you can do and say all you want to. You can stand up and hold the Bible up in public, even if it is upside down. But you have to realize that this is family business. This is family affair. And no outsider can come in and straighten this out.
Blessed are the peacemakers.
Yeah, but a peacemaker has to have peace, follow
Yeah.
peace,
Under-
follow peace.
Understand the history and not the economics, because I believe that's where we are.
Oh, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
How, how
Uh,
will how
yeah.
will I profit from this
Mhm.
situation?
Mhm.
And that was the thing that I noticed about that Far Eastern tour that he just made. You know,
Mhm.
the profit. It was all about the money.
It's all about money.
It wasn't about the people needing soybeans. Don't particularly like soybeans, but they're in a lot of other food.
Oh yes.
But you have a nation that depends on that rice,
Right.
soybeans, and the like.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but you're right. Go ahead.
It's all about the money. What can I get out of this? And who can I control? Can I control the situation? But that situation, outsiders are just, hey, you can waste your time if you want to, but it's not going to go the way that people think it is. There, I got everything straightened out. I just went over there and I just got everything straightened
Oh no, you need to sit down
out.
and ask them what
I
they
tell
want.
you, this has been going on forever.
Since biblical time.
Yes, ma'am.
Since
Yes, ma'am.
biblical time.
Okay, China. We talked to some about that,
Well,
and the U.S. and the tariffs, and he dropped it. How much percent did he drop it?
oh, I heard a couple of different numbers. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
but he.
Again, I won't be happy until I actually see it, and then when I see it, I'm gonna be suspicious of it. I'm sorry, and I'm not really a suspicious person, but but
Time teaches things, even if it's
yes,
just
Lord,
it's just a little while. Time will teach us something if we pay attention.
yeah, yeah, and we still have. I still think we don't quite understand what tariffs are and who pays the tariffs. The tariffs are going to come to the ones who are buying the goods.
Hmm.
That's us.
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I think some people can get an idea and they just hold on to it and not realize that it isn't, the reality is not what you think it is. It's something totally different. It's like, well, we're gonna have a creation of all these jobs. One thing you said about Japan, they were gonna open up all these factories in the U.S. But who
Mm-hmm.
will own them? And just like Korea, in that Hyundai factory in Alabama, they're gonna
Hmm.
want their own to work in it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So, hey, there's so much going on, but we are resilient and we will make it through this.
Yes, we will.
We will make it through this. The shutdown, how many days is it now?
Oh, we're past 30.
Yeah. It's been a month. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, been a month. So, but it will open back up and things will go start moving along. So, and like we were talking about the food, the access to the, what is it? SNAP.
Now. Hmm.
Hmm. I think it's going to, well, as a matter of fact, I know it's going to work out. It has to work out. And so that's the shutdown. So there was some that okay. And Halloween is tonight, today. So, I stopped giving out candy years ago.
Years
Candy
ago.
is because it's such a liability.
Yes. Yes.
Eh,
I don't either. In fact, I usually douse more lights than I normally would.
mm-hmm.
I don't even, want to hear the doorbell because I don't want to be sued, you know.
Right,
Um, and the whole concept of it, it is not that good. It used to, when I was younger, it was all about the fun and the candy and everything.
right.
But now I understand what it's All Hallows Eve, um,
Mm-hmm.
and that sort of puts a little damper on, well, puts a big
Mm-hmm.
damper on it. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't, but because this is also the Day of the Dead, you can always say you're celebrating the Day of the Dead, since we're so closely aligned with Mexico. And, and it's the celebration of the ancestors who
Mm-hmm.
passed on. So, um, but I don't do the candy, I don't do the decoration, although I do, some people do, and that's what they want to do.
Right, right,
And I'm not going to be out there thumping the Bible and saying, don't do it. But I don't suggest you just let your kids go. Go with them. And
right,
I do believe there's a cut off age for persons seeking candy. I think you
right.
have to be a teenager, you are too old for
Mm-hmm.
candy. I mean, you can still have candy, but don't ring the doorbell for the
Mm-hmm.
candy. So,
And tonight in Dallas, you can go downtown and trick or treat. So
wow,
yes, they said downtown
that's
and
good.
trick or treat. So that I said, oh, good, that is wonderful.
Warren Park is really, and I'm hoping that the park that they're building across 35, by the zoo, I'm
Hmm.
hoping it gets that same kind of I don't know, um, same kind of use.
Hmm.
It's a place for the kids to come in that area to
Right,
trick or treat rather than going down through the neighborhoods and the like.
right,
But
right.
it's been tradition to go through the neighborhoods, but you know.
And I am. Did I miss the? Did I miss a question? Oh yes. Do you your opinion uh, about? Didn't you suggested talking about the high? What is it? Hybrid jobs being taken up? Didn't you?
Yeah. Well, that had to do with the coming
Them
together.
having to go back
Yeah. Well,
to the.
having the president actually sit in on those conversations, he needs to be there so that whatever decision they make, even though we realize that he sometimes changes his mind right away,
Mhm.
but if he's there, it'll be better because Vice President Vance has spoken what he thought was what the president wanted said, and it turned out to not be that particular thing.
Mhm.
It's that kind of thing.
I don't know where I thought I saw where you had given a suggestion about the people going back to work, the hybrid. That it wasn't this week, huh? That you
No,
okay?
but
I have all these past suggestions.
we can always talk about that because I
Yeah,
don't think we covered it at the time.
yeah, sure. I thought that was on here, but it's on one of those others. We evidently we must have talked about it in the past
Okay.
about the governor calling people in and telling them to come back into the office.
To work in there, they had
Mhm.
to. They no longer work from home. You remember
Right,
when the
right,
federal government said, "Okay," well, actually, the president
r-
said he wanted everybody back.
right, and so and it said that we were making more money by people staying at home
It was.
because we were the leases, we could give up the leases on the buildings, and then they were building like a multi-million dollar parking lot for a multi-million dollar business, and they didn't have to do that anymore. So they saved like millions of dollars on that. And I think the lowest savings we had was $980,000 just by people working from home.
And it worked out well until the person, the rich people who own the buildings and the parking lots that said,
Started
"Oh
coming.
no, I'm not getting any money out of this."
Right,
So
right, right.
they can
And
come
that
in.
can hurt.
And that, but I did notice that in some cities, like San Francisco, they converted many of their skyscrapers, their multi-level buildings. They converted them into housing units. You know,
Hmm.
of course they weren't cheap, but they did do the conversions, and
Yes.
you know, a lot of people would like to live and work downtown. You know,
Yes.
I noticed the sadness when the Mercantile Building, that they had the fire in the Mercantile Building downtown a few weeks ago.
Okay.
And then came back and said everybody had to move out because of the water damage and the like.
Okay.
These were people who really enjoy, living and working downtown. I've never lived that close. I wouldn't know what it would be like to not, walk a couple of blocks to work.
Right.
But it sounds
Well,
like it would be good.
right. Let me get back to uh, my so I can see us. There we are. So this has been a great discussion today, and I think we went over everything, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Oh, and this is wonderful. I enjoy this so much because I try to stay up on it too, and get that research in and learn about this. And so I guess I went a little farther today because I was surely thinking that about the hybrid job
Well,
was on there. But I
that's
do
why complaining about having to go back. There are many
right,
people who want to continue to stay home and work. They have
right,
come. There's some who say, "Hey, let's propose a compromise. We could do half our work days at home and half in the office."
yes.
But it depends on the age. We're looking at a president who's 79 years old. So
Hmm.
for him, it's get your briefcase and go to work. Mm. But
Those are his beliefs.
but then this younger generation, they're connected computer wise and they're happy. And they do get a lot accomplished. Probably
Yeah,
there's a survey, several surveys that said that more work was accomplished when people were working from home than when
right,
it gets accomplished in the office because there's not that chatter. You remember,
right.
you remember Pastor Shirley. Because when
No
people are constantly talking all over.
distractions.
That's what I mean. That's what this is Friday. If you could write off Friday
You
afternoon,
might as well.
what are you doing this weekend? And then Monday morning, you can write it off. This is what I did during the weekend.
Oh, yes, yes. The
Those were
human
the
race.
those were the days.
God gets plenty of entertainment watching us, doesn't he?
I can I would love to understand what he would think to us at some point. I don't believe they're doing that.
My children, my children.
This gentleman,
Oh my goodness.
they were interviewing this gentleman from Jamaica, and it wasn't humorous when I was watching it, but then when I thought about it, it was humorous. Why would you leave the house that's already flooded, and you said the water was up to your knees, and you got out, and the water came up to your chin?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and you were just actually going to see, the rest of the destruction in the neighborhood. I'm like, why?
Oh my goodness.
Why? You could have waited. That water will go down at some point.
That
You know,
curiosity make you do strange things sometimes, doesn't it?
my thing is, you should have grabbed your family and taken them to higher ground.
Higher ground. That's
And
so true.
every time I think about visiting that area, I think, okay, is this hurricane season? How far away? I'm serious. How far away is it? In the summer, I'm thinking about it even then.
Right. Right. And so that's how I think about if I going when I go get ready to go to Louisiana and I'll ask my sisters, is this hurricane season? They'll say, yeah or nay.
That will determine whether I'm coming to visit you or not.
Yeah or nay. Because my niece Jennifer lives in Mississippi and they live, I would say, 2 blocks from the Gulf, and I'm going to still say Gulf of Mexico.
I understand.
Two from the Gulf, and oh my goodness, it is so nice down there. But I think about
I
it
know.
won't take that water long, but it's beautiful down there. So, Dr. Mack, I have enjoyed being with you today, and so would you tell us about your wonderful, wonderful program?
Well, thank you for the. I also enjoy being with you, and I really appreciate the compliment for the webcast because I spent a lot of time working on it. But uh, from the files of Dr. Mack, which is on Wednesdays at 1 p.m., and we look at the women in the Bible and the blacks in the Bible. Now, if you go to the Bible, go and say, I want to find the Africans in the Bible, you're not going to find it on African. You're going to have to look under Egyptians or Ethiopians or
Ethiopia.
Cushites or Nubians or Libyans. You're going to have to look like that. But they are there. And in the last couple of
Mhm.
weeks, I've had great opportunity to go back and look at secondary characters. Um, week before last, we looked at the unnamed Egyptian slave that gave
Mhm.
information to David so he could rescue his family. And this past week, we looked at Zarath, who was a soldier in David's army and um, on a tier, a very low tier of the mighty men. Made me go back and look at the mighty men. And the fact that David's army, which was so renowned, was that way because it was so ethnically diverse.
Mhm.
David didn't do like the person in the office now on the first day declare DEI. Not
Null
that.
and void.
Right. No, he understood I need all of these people in here to help build this kingdom. And on Wednesday, we will take a look at something unusual. We'll be able to look at a woman in the Bible, and we'll be able to look at a black in the Bible because we'll be looking at the Queen of Sheba.
All
So I'm
right.
really excited about that. I am. And I
Oh
invite you to
yes.
join us again next week when we can take a look at the mother's board. Because as Pastor Shirley likes to remind me, things are happening every day, every hour.
Oh
And we need
yes.
to share them with
The
you.
changes, yes. And everybody, thank you so much for being with us on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. This Point of View with Miss Shirley Polk on, and of course, the Mother's Board on Fridays, Dr. Mack mentioned. On Monday morning, 7 a.m., Monday morning, 5 minutes of prayer. On Saturday evening and Sunday morning, Saturday evening Bible lesson session at 7:39 p.m. and on Sunday at 7 a.m. is Sunday morning manna from heaven. And just thank you all so much for being with us. We enjoy knowing that you're here with us, even though many of you are incognito, and we appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we ask you to share these webcasts because someone somewhere needs to hear what we're talking about. So, Dr. Mack, would you close us out, please?
Well, thank you for joining us today. And as we pray for your safe journeys, those of you who are going to be moving around later on today because of this holiday, well, secular holiday, Halloween, um, we ask that you be safe and sound. And we ask simply that the Lord bless and keep you.
Right. All right.